Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm attending a leadership academy or leadership institute where I'm learning all about change and enacting change and enabling people, team members, and so on. But I wanted to come to you today to talk about how do you get into cybersecurity? Like many of you out there, cybersecurity was not my first career choice. I actually started out as a sheep shearer in Washington State, and then I joined the United States Army, where I worked in the emergency room for a couple of years, and then I moved on to critical care air ambulance, where I flew in Black Hawk helicopters, rescuing patients. And so, uh, technology was just a different terminology, right? They had similarities. So the brain was the CPU, the wires were the nervous system, and the bad actors are kind of like the medications, right? And you can take that to any career, whether it's cars or working at a bank or any other career that you have, and you can look at that and compare the similarities in what you do there to what it is that you do in cybersecurity. So getting started, where do you start? Can you get started for free? And the answer is yes. There are a lot of resources out there. If you want to learn the basic technologies, you can go to my channel here on YouTube, where I'm going to walk you through the Azure AZ900, which is Microsoft's cloud computing platform. So companies like Microsoft, AWS, they offer free trainings. There's also cheap trainings in places like Udemy or Coursera or other Cyber that offer cheap resources for you to study. Amazon also has lots of books, so if you want to get started, you can just pick up a book and start reading it. And then, when you have these areas, like even if you don't go for a certification, you could pick up the Security Plus book, start looking through it and seeing, well, what areas do I like? What areas do I not like? How do I get there, right? So you may find that you like data. Okay, so maybe you need to go research data. Or maybe it's interesting how the bad actors attack websites. So then maybe you're going to go check out application security. But when you get there, you're like, okay, well, I like this area of security. Well, how do you know how to protect it? Well, first you have to understand the fundamentals. The fundamentals will help you protect it. I see somebody's here. Hi, I don't know how to actually switch it so that I can see your view yet. But hey, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Please ask your questions down below. Here's a chat button. Let's see if I can see. Chat filter, community. I'm not sure how to do that yet. But please put your messages in the chat, and I'd love to answer any questions you have about cybersecurity. But understanding the fundamentals. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Amit. Hi, Fred. Can you give me a shout out to my boy, Donald, who won a huge competition last week? Donald, fantastic job. You won your competition. Great, great. So, Leah, this is, yes, it's in English. This is a live version on how to get started in cybersecurity. So what questions do you have? Is anybody on here interested in getting into cybersecurity? Hi, Ariel and Mom. Ekanash. Yes, it's English. So cybersecurity, it's a great thing. I love working in cybersecurity. You're a detective, right? There's bad actors everywhere. Bye, Leah. My daughter got cyberbullied. Aren't you getting bald? Yep. I'm really sorry your daughter got cyberbullied. And some of the things that, there's organizations like Girls World that actually go and try to help teach about cyberbullying and what to do. I don't actually know what my favorite song is. And what is cybersecurity? So cybersecurity is kind of like if you go to a building, there's a security guard out front, and that security guard's there, protecting the building, making sure nobody breaks in. Well, we do the same thing for like computers or applications. If you want to go to Amazon.com or something like that, you go there and you'd have security so that nobody can poke holes in the website or take it down, so that you can always shop. So cybersecurity is just protecting that stuff that's in the internet, basically. And as simply as it can. Yes, MS Delight, I do work for cybersecurity. Networking concepts up. Yes, so cybersecurity you can use networking concepts to benefit cybersecurity. So there are definitely things that you can do. Networking and cybersecurity go hand in hand. My name's Cyber Christie. Cheyenne, I'm really sorry you have cancer. Um, what is it? Uh, but yes, cybersecurity is fantastic. Absolutely love it. If you like to investigate, you like to troubleshoot, you like to try new things, you like to learn new things. So you always get in the books. The technology is always changing. Um, you always want to learn how to protect it is. So if you like computers, so a big, powerful computer is called a server. So once you to protect the server, you have to understand how to actually work the server, kind of like your PC or your phone that you're on right now. You want to make sure that nobody gets in there and destroys the applications that you have. Um, I do have a YouTube, Thomas. Cyber Christie is my name. Thanks, P. Where are you from? I live in North Carolina. Um, I do have a husband. Uh, so, but yes, cybersecurity is great. If you want to get in there, I recommend taking a look at Microsoft Learn or AWS just to kind of get there. Was there a moment when you thought of going black hat, or have you been working on penetration testing as a white hat? So everything I've done has been white hat, never had a need to go black hat or gray hat or anything like that. Um, but yes, I do love cybersecurity, and there's so many opportunities out there. Like everybody needs cybersecurity, whether you're a mom and pop shop, just at your home on your phone, for your neighbors. So if like you want to get into cybersecurity, how does it depends on where you want to get into cybersecurity. You learn the basics. You get in there. Companies everywhere. You can start with your friends and family. So when I was getting into it, I had some friends that needed security and they needed even just virus scans. So I went to their businesses and I took a look at their computers and I tried for free. Just getting in there. And cybersecurity, really, the pay for it depends on which area of cybersecurity is, how your specialty is, and what part of the country or world you're even in depends on how much it will pay. Um, Cybersecurity is used to protect the internet, things in the internet, things that are connected devices is what we protect instead of a fast five. Thanks. Um, Thomas, I'm old. uh, but yes, so if you're getting into cybersecurity, uh, check out Amazon, Microsoft, or CompTIA Security Plus. There's also a lot of organizations. So if you go to like meetup.com, you can type in cybersecurity and find a lot of people there that actually do. There are a lot of hackers that break cybersecurity. If you're really interested in like the stuff that the hackers do, there's a podcast called Darknet Diaries. It's fantastic. They'll go over like some of the stuff that they did and why they did it in a story based, and like what they're now doing. Because a lot of them, even if they were black hat hackers, a lot of them actually turned and became white hat hackers. They're helping people solve crimes and mysteries and stuff like that. So I recommend that one. Good quality. So if you're doing penetration testing, Linux is the way to go. But if you're just playing in Linux, Ubuntu is really user friendly. It's easy. There's a lot of training on it. You can just go search Kali.org or Ubuntu, and you can see some of the different Linux distros out there. Um, and it might be a little bit yellow because I am in a hotel room that the lighting kind of shines on me. Do I have a roadmap? CompTIA has a roadmap. So if you're on the internet, type COMTIA roadmap. And if you go to images, you can get a cybersecurity roadmap. It'll take you from, novice all the way to expert, like different certifications you can take to get those knowledge. I do talk a lot. But yes, what other questions do you all have on cybersecurity? I'd love to help people and get started. Any questions on where to go? They are costly, but there's a lot of free or cheap resources out there. Um, Geek Driven, a lot of people are trying to do free fundamentals, and here in Raleigh, North Carolina, we have a large group of people that are actually, you know, pushing out there, trying to help people learn, because it's costly, but Microsoft and Amazon offer free training. through Microsoft Learn, or you can say AWS practitioner study material that are free. They're kind of like the books online. And those tests are only $100, which is way cheaper than most any other test out there. Right, exactly. That's what, but if you can learn the fundamentals, like take one of the cloud certs, they're cheap, they're easy. Well, they take, you have to study, but they're cheap. The resources are readily available. I've got classes on Udemy that are free that kind of go through that and have the study questions for that as well. But yeah, CompTIA roadmap is probably the most well-defined roadmap that's advertised out there. But you know, cloud certifications are a definite way to start. And if anything, you can get into the cloud and start working in the cloud, not without cybersecurity, but you'll see on a lot of jobs out there, it'll say, hey, it needs 1 to 2 years of experience. But what they're actually talking about is like, hey, you need 1 to 2 years of experience in that field, right? It could be like working in the cloud, working on servers, working on firewalls, working in networking. It could be anything like that, or maybe it's leadership, project management, anything along those lines. So it's just looking for something similar for a couple of years to bring you in so that they don't have to teach you everything. Um, did that help, Geek Driven? What are the questions? Well, if anybody doesn't have any questions, you know, it looks like I might have to sign off. I've got some incoming calls, some work to do. Um, but just 3 more people are there, friend. I'm working with a cloud and DevOps, looking for a new domain though. Awesome. Yes. So what do you know, Geek Driven? Do you know what Geek Driven? Reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can do LinkedIn Cyber and reach out to me, and let's keep this conversation going. Um, is Mac OS really safe? Message retracted. Um, you have but yes, do you know what domains you're looking at going into? Sure. Let me know if you can't get in. If not, if you can't get in, I'm also on Facebook and Twitter under Cyber that you can contact me. I don't know if the messages work too well on YouTube. I'm still learning how to do this. Is Mac really unsafe and really safe and unbreakable? So Macs have more rules in place that keep it safe, generally safer. They're not necessarily safe or unbreakable. So there's nothing that's really unbreakable, right? If there's a will, there's a way. Somebody's going to get in at some point or another. Um, but there are checks and balances that you can have that, you know, in order to get software on their app store, you actually have to pay $100, or it used to be you had to pay $100 to then get your software in it. And if something was wrong, you would lose the ability to put stuff on the app store. Versus, you know, Mac and Windows, you can download more things. There's some more checks and balances that make it a little bit harder to accidentally download malware and stuff like that. Um, Juggling between data science and cybersecurity, both of those are fantastic fields. Like, you can't go wrong. And a lot of times, you know, I'll say go wide. You know, so if you got to study both, take a look at both of them and kind of figure out which one's easier. And it may end up that's an opportunity, right? Preparation, you prepare to meet the opportunity, because the opportunity is not all the way there. So you want to prepare for that. Um, AI, ML. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely have some people, you know, on my teams that love AI and machine learning. Um, but yeah, it's hard, and those will merge, right? So even if you went data science, right? You start learning the AI, you get into the AI and the ML, and then you pivot, and the data science meets the cybersecurity, and then you're just that much better because you've actually been hands on into the AI and machine learning. So, you know, if anything, you know, I would go towards data science, because then you could just pivot into cybersecurity and you'd have both things that you actually want to do. Awesome. Yes. What other questions can I help answer? but it's really a fun field. Like, and most of the people here, that they're here because they like to tinker, they like to play, they like to, just explore and create new things. So it's very creative in what you can do. I think that's one of the things that draw people to it is just the creativity of the new things that you can do, how you can change things, what you can make, what are your goals, how to hackers realize the pattern for cracking any encryptions. So I'm actually not into crypto. I've never really done anything with crypto, but there are like crackers, like password crackers and stuff like that, that just kind of check computational numbers. So that's why we enact things like lockout policies. So if you're at a company or a school, and if you log in 5 times, you have to wait to 15 minutes before you can log in again. Those are lockout policies to try and stop some of those machines from just cracking away at passwords. But I can't really go too deep into or cryptography and how it works and how they crack it. My name's Cybersecurity. The hackers. Yep. Yeah, there's definitely people with like math degrees and stuff like that that are way better than me. It's all about math with crypto or cryptography. Sorry. Yeah, those people in cryptography are super smart. They've done so much math. It's amazing. I really respect them. Um, and any other questions I can answer? And this is my second ever live. Well, it's good to connect with like-minded folks. Thanks for your wisdom. You're so welcome. Please let me know if you guys like this. I'll try and do more of them. But this is my second one, the first time actually interacting with people on the screen, so it's kind of cool. I appreciate your um, back and forth with me. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off, and I hope everybody has a very wonderful day. And I hope you find all the cyber study materials you can. And thank you. Bye.